here, and I have a new addition to the fleet. This is my brand new 2024 Freedom Fighter 200. I picked this bad boy up a couple of weeks ago, and it's got a little bit over 100 miles on it now. We took it on a extended Grom ride, and everyone seemed to like it. It was a big hit. So this is basically my informal thoughts, feelings, things that I like, things that I don't about the bike, and kind of if I would recommend you guys go out there and get you one. So this one right here, I believe is number 16 of 108. Very limited production run for the first year. I think next year they're going to be somewhere in the high 200s. So kind of starting off small, but definitely working their way up. So let's go ahead and dive right in and show you everything about this bike and if I'd recommend you buy it or not. All right guys, diving right in, kind of giving you a little walk around of the bike here. And I'll tell you about one of the best things about this bike is the price. You get a lot of bike here for the price. Brand new, out the door, shipped to my door, 99% assembled. You basically just have to put the mirrors on and connect the battery, check the fluids, and you're ready to ride. $3,800. As the name implies, you get a 200cc motor. This is a 6-speed transmission, so definitely a lot of bike for the money. And I'm going to get to one of the craziest parts of this too. So let's show you that right now. So for $3,800, show me what bike you can get brand new with a full color dash. Very clean, easy to read, bright enough to see in daytime, even with a tinted visor. You can change the back. I mean, there's all sorts of menu options. This thing is loaded when it comes to at least dash features and things of that nature. Knocked it out of the park here, Freedom. You got your controls right here where, I mean, you can change your interface, your brightness, language. I wouldn't do that because it goes from only English to Chinese, but I mean, look at that. You got your interface here. You can change it. Do the white background. And it's very user-friendly. That's very easy to learn how to control that on the fly. So knocked it out of the park there. If you guys can see, another fantastic feature on this bike is dual USB ports. You have a USB-C here and a USB-A there. So you can keep your phone, GoPros, whatever, charged, connected at all times on the bike, which is fantastic. On almost every single one of my bikes, I have to run those cords from the battery, you know, the battery tender cords, and put a little conversion thing on it here to run my GoPros and whatnot. So definitely takes a lot of work out of it there. Style-wise, I really like it. It honestly, if you could see the bike over here, the FZ, they look very similar. This looks like a little baby FZ, and that's initially kind of what drawed me to it. Is I'm like, oh, this looks like an MT 125. And if you guys don't know what an MT 125 is, Google it. They don't sell them here in the States, but they're basically like the Grom Z version of a FZ. So Yamaha does make a 125cc mini bike, but of course we don't get a lot of the cool stuff here in the States, man. If they had one of those, I would buy it up real quick. They're basically a little baby MT, and I love it. So this right here is basically the next best thing, and even actually is better in a lot of ways. Like the name implies, you get a 200cc motor. I've gone over this, 6-speed transmission. Can't beat it. And even stock with the silencer in, sounds amazing. The bike sounds really good. Let's see here. Some other things that I like is, here. I know you guys are going to be like, oh, this isn't exciting, but the gas tank is fantastic. This is not a 1-gallon gas tank. This is not a 2-gallon gas tank. Not even 3. This is a 3.9-gallon gas tank. So basically 4 gallons of gas fit in this thing. I haven't actually ridden it to completely drain the gas tank yet to give you a number on how far this thing's going to go, but it's going to go a while. And 4 gallons, it doesn't even look like a 4-gallon tank, but I assure you it is. It's amazing, the capacity. So fantastic there, knocked it out of the park. Another one of my favorite things is the seats. Even, you would expect cheaper materials for a cheaper bike, but this feels, it's cushioned and soft and quite comfortable. I took this on a Grom Squad ride and we did about 100 miles and no issues at all. It ran great. It felt great. I mean, really good. I even had a passenger on here yesterday. I took my son around, comfortably fit him. So no issues there. As you can see, these come with crash bar protection already. So it's good for, a beginner bike. Can't fault them there. I mean, it looks good and it protects your bike. I mean, 2 positive things. Style-wise, like I said, I think it looks like a little MT and I love it. Oh, another thing. Look at that. LED headlight. Where are you going to get that for $3,800? I know I keep saying the price, but I mean, if you think about it, what else can you get brand new that's going to offer you these kind of features? Very clean. So overall, I think this bike has huge potential. I think Freedom basically knocked it out of the park. All right, so moving on with this pretty brief review and kind of my thoughts and opinions, I do want to give you some things that I think they could probably improve on or things that I would change. Number one thing I think I would change on this, and this is, I think, a kind of a long-term maintenance thing, is this is not a filter-based bike. So you have actually an oil screen on the bike that you would change and clean. There's actually no filter in this bike. So maybe in future editions or renditions of this bike, they might add a filter. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an expert on motors, but I feel like a actual filter that you change instead of just a screen would probably greatly benefit the longevity of the motor. That being said, one of the first things I would do is get a magnetic drain plug. That way, any kind of debris in the motor, anything like that, is going to be attracted to that and not be circulated through the motor. Screens are great, I guess, but they're not as good as a filter. Also, there is no sight window for checking the oil. You do have to check the oil kind of the old-fashioned way. There's a stick on the end of this bad boy, and that's how you check your oil. Let's see here. A couple other things. I think this could definitely benefit from a tune. This motor has a ton of potential, but it is a bit of a dog until you hit about 6,500, 7,000 K on a motorcycle. I know you want to keep the revs high, and that's where your power band is, but this one is even more apparent in the lower revs. The low to mid range on it is not very impressive. If you don't keep this thing screaming, you are going to get passed by the Groms. If you do keep it screaming, they're not going to touch you. They're not going to catch you. It's significantly faster, way faster than a stock Grom. Even some of the modded Groms I was going up against, with the intakes, tunes, cams, things like that, this will outpull them for sure, but you've got to keep those revs high. Another thing that it was more of an issue when I first sat on the bike and became less of an issue the more I rode it, was the suspension in the front seems a little soft. That's something that could probably be remedied real quick by simply replacing the fork oil, maybe changing the viscosity on it, maybe filling it a little bit more. But when you sit on the bike, or even taking the bike from kickstand, just standing straight, the front it depresses quite a bit. However, ride quality wise, it feels great. Style wise, really the only thing that I would get rid of, and I mean, this is what everybody's going to do, is this monstrosity in the back here. This little tidy tail thing for the signals and the license plate. Yeah, that's got to go. We're going to put something, in fact, I already have something over here to remedy that situation. We've got some parts right here, little illuminator there we're going to throw on the back. Also got some new front and rear tail lights, or I mean tail lights, turn signals. But like, this isn't really anything, because almost every single bike that I own, or any single bike that anybody owns, one of the first things you're going to do is get rid of the whale tail and change these. These are kind of funny though once you get going to speed. My friends tell me they're kind of doing this kind of thing. But other than that, I mean, it's great. So very little downside to this bike. Would I recommend this bike? Yes, absolutely. Like I said, it's just a limited production run so far, so I'm not sure how many of them are left. They come in 3 colors. There's the white, a pearl black, and kind of like a Nardo gray, very similar to this. And I think that one is actually the most popular one because it comes with teal wheels. And that was originally going to be my choice, but I decided on getting a white one. I don't know why it spoke to me, but it's really nice looking paint. I don't know if you can see in the video here, but there's a very fine metallic flake in it, which, especially in the sunlight, really pops. So, very clean, very well put together bike. Sounds nice. I mean, LED headlight, $3,800, guys. $3,800. So I don't want to drag this video on too long. Like I said, this is just a quick kind of overview of my thoughts, opinions on the bike, and what I would do to it, things that I would change, and things that I love about it. So my recommendation is if you're into minis and you want something different, or if you're looking for a first bike and you're looking for something affordable and clean and easy to use, ride, maintain, fantastic customer service. The owner, Chris, there's a Facebook page, 2024 Freedom Fighter Enthusiasts. He's at your beck and call. He is super helpful, knowledgeable, and will really do what it takes to satisfy the customer. And that right there is huge, because good luck, you know, have you ever spoke to the president or the owner of Yamaha or Honda or any big bike manufacturer for that case? No. So hats off to you, Chris. You've developed a fantastic product, and I couldn't be happier with my purchase. So do I recommend it? Absolutely. You guys, go pick up your own Freedom Fighter while they still last. Like I said, only 108 of them this year. It's going up to, I think, the high 200s next year, and probably just going to keep getting better and better from there. But like I said, you want something different that's not just a regular run-of-the-mill Z, Grom, other mini moto. Definitely look into these guys. Hopefully the aftermarket is going to be popping on these soon. I know DHM is working on a tune. I believe there is an A-Racer that you can get for this, so that's probably the route that I'm going to go. But yeah, I'm super happy with my purchase and so glad that I did it. So anyway, like I said, I want to kind of keep this brief, short, sweet. But guys, go out there and get yourself a Freedom Fighter 200. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop me a like if you enjoyed this video. And as always, peace.